Welcome to this edition of PACTV Community News. This week, we bring you to a reenactment at Burial Hill in Plymouth.
3 years ago, Burial Hill was a much different place than what you see here today.
And we take you to Duxbury's Holly Days celebration.
It's really a whole town business event, but it's giving back to the community.
We'll also take you to ice skating in Pembroke.
Each time a skater passes a level, they're rewarded with a badge or a special treat.
And to a food drive in Kingston.
We have provided food for needy veterans who are on financial assistance here in the town.
PACTV Community News reports on a new pool in South Plymouth.
And now we have an amenity that can be used in the community where people from South Plymouth and all around Plymouth can enjoy something that we find very, very exciting.
And we meet some canine officers in training.
By far the busiest dogs would either be our narcotics detection dogs or our firearms detection dogs.
Our Town Talk comes from Kingston. Those stories and more are featured on this week's edition of PACTV Community News. The Duxbury Business Association last weekend held its annual Holidays, a town-wide holiday celebration linking the village centers of the town and featuring food, fun, entertainment, trolley rides, and a visit from Santa. PACTV Community News stopped by to take in all the holiday fun.
And one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight?
Today's Duxbury's 9th annual Holidays, which was started 9 years ago, of course, and I actually dreamed about having a whole event that was with trolleys connecting everything and have a lot of activities going on. So I was president of the Duxbury Business Association at the time, and I said, can we do this? And we started doing it. It has grown to a huge community event. We've got the Girl Scouts choir, we've got the high school Pac-Man, we've got the Stark Harbor Chorus, we've got magicians, the art complex has a puppet show, we've got, of course, Santa Claus. A lot of people come out for the day. And it's always the Sunday after Thanksgiving. The whole Duxbury Business Association is participating. There's over 100 companies that are associated with the DBA. But today, there's a lot of sponsorships. We have ornaments being created at Portside Real Estate, McDonald Wood Real Estate. Jack Conway is doing an activity, so is William Ravis. Those are the real estate companies. And Caldwell Banker is doing the food drive for the Lions Club. The Lions Club is doing a waffle event. So we have a lot of businesses doing like the activities at their locations, and then we have the retailers. Hopefully, small business. This has been Small Business Weekend, so we're hoping that people will get out and start Christmas shop and do it locally. So it's really a whole town business event, but it's giving back to the community, and everything is free. Santa Claus has been on my porch for 11 years, but Holidays was started 9 years ago, so the actual Holidays is 9 years. And every year we add a lot more to it. Next year is our 10th anniversary, so next year is going to be, we haven't started planning it yet, but it will be something special. But it's a really fun event, and as you can see, the kids have the best time. Next year's the 10th anniversary, and we are planning to have some special surprises, but they're just in the works right now, so it will be a surprise to everyone when it happens next year. And it's going to be the Sunday after Thanksgiving, like always. So always remember Thanksgiving and then holidays. You know, the mall businesses have, Black Friday, which is really more of a big mall type environment for Black Friday. The local businesses don't get as busy on Black Friday. So in Duxbury, it kind of like feels like this is the beginning of the shopping season, even though hopefully people have been shopping all weekend for, after Thanksgiving. This is kind of like, hey, this is the it's holidays, so therefore let's get out and start shopping locally. And people come from out of town here too, and they see what Duxbury has to offer. And a lot of times, you drive through Duxbury to the Cape, but until you find out that this is events happening, then people come in and they go, wow, this is a cute little town. There's shopping here. It's a nice place to come. have lunch, visit, great little restaurants, great shopping, and nice people. The Duxbury Business Association, basically, we are very self-sufficient in the sense that we have dues that local businesses pay, and that helps support not only holidays, but it also supports scholarships that go to the high school. We also do expos. We do community support, like the July 4th parade we always sponsor. We sponsor DBMS for the opening of the bay. Anytime there's some charitable event, we really do partake in it. The Business Association in Duxbury really gives back through their members to the town for the community, because we appreciate everybody coming to the town to shop. And we're also most of us live here and are part of the community. That's a good little town to live in. It's a wonderful time of year, and I think that one of the things that all of us forget is we're so busy. As much as we want you to shop Duxbury, we want you to enjoy Duxbury, because it is about businesses, but it's also about enjoying each other and slowing down life, because we're always in such a rush. Holidays has slowed life down for at least an afternoon, and the kids and the people, the adults, they're all about being together. It's not just about shopping, which I think is a wonderful thing.
Every year, the town of Kingston holds a food drive accepting donations of canned food and dry goods at the townhouse on 26 Evergreen Street. Donations will benefit the town of Kingston veterans and their families this holiday season.
Hi, I'm Nancy Howlett. I'm the assistant to the town administrator, town of Kingston. And with me today, I have Priscilla Brackett from the Veterans Office and Brandy Gordon from the Conservation Office. And these two ladies have been working very diligently collecting food, and I'm going to let Priscilla explain to you what the town of Kingston is doing with all the donations.
Thank you, Nancy. 6 or 7 years ago, actually, Brandy initiated this food drive here in the town of Kingston. We have provided food for 50 veterans, needy veterans who are on financial assistance here in the town. We've provided bags of food as well as gift cards to a local supermarket here with the generosity of donations that come into our gift account and through the Prince Fund with the Selectman's Office. The food drive runs until about the 10th of December. We distribute food on the 13th, as I said, to about 50 needy veterans and their families. We would especially like to acknowledge Hannaford Supermarket, who's provided these beautiful gift boxes of food, as well as the Independence Mall, soon to be the Kingston Collection, who raises money and food as well. The National Honor Society at Silver Lake School System, as well as a number of residents who come and donate from the goodness of their hearts. And we certainly appreciate all that everyone does, and we really feel grateful when we're able to provide a holiday meal for the needy veterans of Kingston.
Pembroke's Pilgrim Skating Club offers town residents of all ages a chance to learn to skate, compete in competitions, or just observe the graceful skaters. PACTV Community News visited the Hobbamock Arena in Pembroke and met some enthusiastic skaters.
Hi, I'm here with Bree and Allie, and we're representing the Pilgrim Skating Club. Bree, what is a Learn to Skate class?
Skaters are divided into groups by skating ability. Each group has its own instructor. No more than 10 skaters per instructor. Skaters are taught skills at their own level, and these skills are strengthened through the 7 to 8 weeks. We have Learn to Skate classes here at Hobbamock Ice Arena on Wednesdays at 5:35 or Saturdays at 12:30. The session is 7 weeks long and costs $140.
Allie, are there any other fees?
Yes. There is a USFS registration fee that is June 2013 to 2014.
Allie, what happens at the end of a session?
All Learn to Skate programs follow the USFS curriculum, and each time a skater passes a level, they're rewarded with a badge or a special treat.
Bree, where do I sign up?
The registration form can be found on our website at www.pilgrimskatingclub.com and can be mailed or brought into the rink on the first day.
And if Learn to Skate isn't enough, I suggest that you get a private coach such as me or Bree or any of our other qualified coaches, and you can find all of our information on our website.
Burial Hill is a historic cemetery in Plymouth that dates back to 1620 and is the burial site of several pilgrims. It was recently added to the National Register of Historic Places. The Friends of Burial Hill and the 22nd Massachusetts Volunteer Infantry staged an historical reenactment honoring some of those early Plymouth residents. PACTV Community News was also in attendance to bring you this story.
We portray Company D of the 22nd Mass Volunteer Infantry, which was raised here in Massachusetts in 1861 in response to President Lincoln's call for troops. It was organized in October of 1861, and they organized and trained at Camp Linfield, which is just outside of Boston, Massachusetts. They moved to the seat of war shortly after, and they went down to Virginia, where they did garrison duty shortly and the defense of Washington, and then they camped at a place called Hall's Hill, just on the other side of the Potomac River in Virginia. When the campaign started in 1862, they were heavily engaged in fighting on the peninsula, the Virginia Peninsula, McClellan's failed campaign to take Richmond. And at the Battle of Gaines' Mill on June 27th of 1862, they sustained horrific casualties. The Company D of the 22nd, of which our reenacting group portrays, lost its captain and lost several men as well, either to wounds sustained in that battle, or they were killed outright, or they were captured. Several other companies in that regiment suffered greatly as well. Our colonel, Colonel Gove, was killed in action at that battle. So it was a very tragic battle.
When I moved to Plymouth, I volunteered at the public library in their history room. And shortly thereafter, they mentioned that I should get involved with the Friends of Burial Hill, which they were the sponsors of this event. And so I've been up here with them, and we're preserving the stones, we clean them, we hold events like this that are historical events. During the course of working with them early on, I was asked by Cheryl Caputo whether she was considering putting on an event about the Civil War since we're in the 150th anniversary. And she asked me what I could find in the library. And from that time, I found a wealth of information. This is only like a tiniest of piece of all the information that's about Plymouth and its role in the Civil War. The information that was in the presentation about the events themselves were all directly taken from the Old Colony Memorial and Plymouth Rock newspapers, which were the newspapers of the town that can be found. By the way, the resources are at the public library on microfilm, and Pilgrim Hall Museum also has the newspapers. So without their saving these records, this event and probably other events similar to this could never take place.
You know, we teach gravestone conservation workshops. We have a very, active and dedicated membership. We will begin again come April or May.
As soon as the weather breaks in the spring. And Cheryl and I trained with professionals. So now we are training people to work with us in Burial Hill. We've trained, 35 local people, and Tourism Cares was here. And
about
we had
60
people one day.
Cleaned 100 stones in one day.
It was unbelievable.
So a lot's getting done. 3 years ago, Burial Hill was a much different place than what you see here today. It was rather unwelcoming. It was laden with trash. There was, graffiti, trees down. A lot. Not a very welcoming place. We would see tourists come up the main stairway. take a picture or two and head right back down. Now people come up here to read, to walk their dogs, just to sit and take in the serene surroundings. Genealogists come up here.
Tours come up here.
Now tours, yes, exactly.
Yeah, artists come up here. Art classes have come up, sit up here.
Yep.
With a panoramic view. It's a wonderful spot.
And you couldn't have had this prior to the involvement of the Friends of Burial Hill. And we're always looking for new members. So
the principal occupations in Plymouth at this time were related to the maritime industry. Merchants, traders, and industries within the town. Along Main Street Extension did not exist at that time, but on Main Street and Market Street were the offices and stores of many of the town's merchants and traders. Here you would find banks, insurance companies, the Plymouth Rock, the Old Colony Memorial, which were two newspapers at the time, lawyers' offices, grocers, book and stationery stores, millinery and fancy goods, boots and shoes, jewelers, drugstores, and photographers. And there'd be one Ballard's Oyster and Ice Cream Saloon. Hey! Recover, up! Shoulder, up! Trees head, up!
Camp Borndale is a boys' summer camp in South Plymouth. Now in its 75th season, the family-owned camp provides activities for boys that focuses on sports, friendship, and fun. Recently, Camp Borndale added a pool to their facility, and PACTV Community News spoke with the camp's owners to hear more about their plans for their new addition.
Good afternoon. This is Michelle McGrath. I'm here in Plymouth today at Borndale Function Facilities, also home to the internationally famous Camp Borndale Boys Camp. It's been here for a long time, and it's a very special place, and we're adding something new here right now. There's a very beautiful, you can see it in my background here, pool facility that's just been built in to the property. It's adding something magnificent to the community, and I thought I'd treat you to a little talk all about it to the owner, Arnie Gerson.
Well, it's my pleasure, Michelle. It's great to see you here, and to have you come and see this building as it finally unfolds is such a pleasure. You know, my mom and dad came here in the late 1930s, and to envision what has transpired over all of these years is mind-boggling. And now we have an amenity that can be used in the community where people from South Plymouth and all around Plymouth can enjoy something that we find very, very exciting.
It's a beautiful place. Tell me what you have inside here.
Well, you know, we have obviously a pool and a hot tub, men's room, ladies' room, showers, all of the amenities. And during the winter, you know, when people are really scouting for something to do, this place is here and available, and we have some very exciting activities that we're planning on. Swim lessons for kids, yoga classes, massage therapy, which all are tied in with the use of the pool. So people can come for the yoga classes and the other amenities and have the pool and the hot tub all included as part of their experience.
Okay, we're here now with Darren Fabrizio. He's the facilities manager here at Borndale Function Facilities. He's got a few things to say about what's new.
Well, obviously the newest thing we have going now, Michelle, is this pool. And our goal is, and always has been here, is to add amenities to the facility and create a unique experience for the whole South Shore. I think adding the pool on now gives us another resource here that can be used not only for private functions and weddings, but for basically any group that comes down here. And I think one of the great things is the Gerson family has always been about adding to the facility, adding something that the whole South Shore community can use. And I think as you see behind us, this pool is a tremendous resource, and we want to use it for basically everything that we do here.
I bet your neighbors and members of the South Plymouth community have been very curious about what's going on here. Have you had people stopping by to check things out?
It's been very curious. A lot of phone calls. I've become very popular, Michelle. My kids have become very popular as well. All of a sudden, there's an indoor pool that's available and stuff like that. But again, it's very gratifying to hear that the word spread so quick. Also, being a member of the Plymouth Rotary Club, every meeting, hey, how's that pool going? Boy, it's great to see what Arnie's doing down there, and to see Borndale, keep going, keep moving on, and keep doing more. It makes you feel good about where you work and what you do. And we're a big family here. We work hard together. We work well together, and we're really extremely proud of everything we've done here. And this is not the end, but it's certainly a new jewel, I guess you could say, that is part of Borndale now, and we want everybody to have a chance to enjoy.
Well, that's so wonderful. Thank you so much for joining me, Darren.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thank you, Michelle.
Borndale Function Facilities is just getting ready to open this beautiful new pool behind me, and it's been a pleasure to speak with them today to learn about what's new and what's coming. Keep an eye out, they'll be opening soon. This has been Michelle McGrath on special assignment for PACTV's Community News.
Plymouth County Sheriff's Canine Unit operates a training school for law enforcement dogs and their handlers. The canines work and live with their human handlers. They assist local police in locating fugitives, missing persons, and drug searches. PACTV Community News stopped into one of the training sessions to hear more.
Turn right, Bobby. You're going into the dog. You're trying to force him, and he's just going to go into an article search mode.
The canine training program was expanded here at Plymouth County 3 years ago. When I returned, it's existed since about 1972, but it was expanded 3 years ago when I returned. So included today in training in the basic course are the Department of Corrections, Norfolk Sheriff's Office, in about 10 towns that are from the local municipalities. As far west, I think, as Framingham is as far as we are right now. And we service about 120 dogs from about 100 agencies statewide. So after dogs receive their basic patrol training, which is really the utilitarian of the dog world, they do tracking, searching, locating evidence, finding good people, finding bad people, search areas, search buildings. They're sort of the jack of all trades for us. Then they would come back about a year later, and they would receive some sort of specialized training. That specialized training is really precisely that. They would learn one specialized training on top of their normal patrol duties. So it could be for some of the drug dogs that are single-purpose detection dogs. You'll see some of those today. They would come back and after learning their drug training, they would come back and learn friendly find. So if we had a missing child or an elderly person, we would use those dogs to help locate them. We also now are training dogs for cell phone detection, which seems a little bit strange, but in the prison systems now, nationally, it's a giant issue where criminals are continuing to be criminals because they have cell phones available, smuggled into them inside the prison system. So we've trained a few of those dogs over the last 2 to 3 years, and then by far the busiest dogs would either be our narcotics detection dogs or our firearms detection dogs. And that role changes as the times change. So 10 years ago, a drug dog maybe only found 8 or 10 target orders. Now they find 35 to 40. As more things get abused, then the more we have to train our dogs to locate them. Firearms training has progressed over the last 10 years as well, where before it was more or less just looking for shell casings or discarded weapons. Now it's a bit more of a forensic approach, where the dogs are finding forensic evidence that a gun has been fired or stored in a certain place. So a dog's senses, if we were going to scale them, the sight would be the worst, unless we're in no or low light. So they have a little bit different makeup of rods and cones in their eyes than we would. So they're a little bit better at detecting movement in low or no light situations, because they do pick up, they're night hunters primarily, or can be. So they would have a little bit easier time detecting movement through ambient light. And then the next best thing would be the sense of hearing. So hearing for us is, we joke all the time that the dog is the oldest technology in the world. We use all of their senses that are unique to them to make our job a whole lot safer. So we use our dogs a lot now as a listening post. Prior to us even being able to get maybe close enough to use their nose, we'll use their ears first and use them like a four-legged radar dish and see what their reactions are to the environment. And then by and large, the most sense that we use is the sense of smell. And so that's how about 99% of what our dogs do now is based through a sense of smell. And that could be the detection of contraband or evidence or people.
It wants to be this, Bobby. If he's sitting here, step into him and then start turning this way so he's driving your hand and keep loading food, keep loading food. There you go, that's it there, Bobby. Try not to drop it though, no Jesus hands.
I would say, you know, and I say to the sheriff every chance I get, you know, the success of our program is definitely based on the folks that make it work, but none of that would be possible if we didn't have an administration that supports that. So for us, it's huge that we have a sheriff that is innovative and allows us to be innovative and allows us to be creative and to push the envelope and not be satisfied with where we are, but rather where we're going, I guess.
The Plymouth Farmers Market has returned inside Plymouth Plantation. Shoppers can find an array of fruits, vegetables, eggs, cheese, honey, flowers, and artisan crafts. The market's indoor season runs from November through May on the second Thursday of each month from 2:30 to 6:30 p.m. at the Henry Hornblower Visitor Center. You can learn more at their website, plymouthfarmersmarket.org. The market will continue its culinary cooking demonstrations this winter and plans a new series beginning this fall.
Good morning and welcome to PACTV and the town of Kingston. My name is Robert Fennessy. As you may know by now, I'm the town administrator of the town of Kingston. And I just want to update you on a few things that's happening here in the town. First of all, I'd like to talk about the town hall hours during the holiday season. We are closed on a half a day at 12 o'clock on Christmas Eve, the 24th. Obviously, we're closed on the 25th. And also we're closed on January 1st. However, we are open all day on December 31st, which is New Year's Eve day. So that's the first thing. Second thing is that in the town, at this time of year, we start working on the budget for next year. And we're well into our budget process, working with the Finance Committee, the Board of Selectmen, and my office. We're compiling budgets from each department and starting to prioritize where the money will be spent, different requests that are made by department heads, and we'll move forward into the budget season to be ready for town meeting. And probably the third and most important part of my program, my program today is to remind everybody of the luminaries that take place in town. And that's going to happen on the 14th of December, which is a Saturday night, from 5:30 to about 8 o'clock. And if you haven't been to the luminaries, the whole Main Street is lit up with luminaries. The library, the churches, the Adams Center, the Reed Building, all the buildings will be open and we'll have a festive atmosphere. So for you parents, bring the family, you'd really enjoy it. And for your children, make sure you bring your parents and your grandparents because they will really enjoy it. So we hope to see you again and see you down there. On behalf of all the town officials, the Board of Selectmen, and the other elected officials, as well as the employees of the town, wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Thanks for watching PACTV Community News. Replay times are listed at our website, pactv.org. Click on the PCN logo to watch each complete edition or individual story.
See us on YouTube by searching for the PACTV Community News channel. And also like us on Facebook to receive previews each week with links to all our stories.
Thanks for watching and join us next week for another edition of PACTV Community News.